The day I graduated college in 2005, I decided to start a rental company. It took a few years until it became successful enough to be my full-time job, but now it's all I do. My hope is to help you by sharing my knowledge. So over the years, I've been trying to come up with new ideas to open up new businesses because I've got money to invest, create more revenue, get a bigger income. So I was trying to think of all these different things that I could open. Like I wanted to open a Magic the Gathering kind of card hobby shop, maybe do cleanouts as a separate business full-time, open a storage center or things like that. But then I started to realize like there's so many different businesses related to the rental industry that you could get into that is like synergy where they could all work together. And why not just stay in something I already know and max out all those opportunities before I try to expand into things that I'm not fully capable in yet. So over the years, I started to notice that there's all these barns that have popped up where they've either owned a barn on their property or they bought a property where there was a barn on there and they remodeled it and turned it into a wedding venue. And they're doing great. They do 3 weddings a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 for each one of those days. And then we were setting up tents at bed and breakfasts and golf courses and other places that kind of had like a restaurant or bar there already. And so I started thinking, why don't we just set up a tent on a property that I buy and have it as an event venue? It would be just like one of those barn venues, but instead of being rustic and stuck with their theme, it would be just a white tent and they could come in and decorate it however they want, do anything they want, make it their own. And so right now we're in the process of trying to find a piece of property. I drew up a mock picture that's in my office to remind me all the time. We're looking for either something with a view, something with a pond, or something that's just like 12 acres big that just has nice manicured landscaping and things. And we're just gonna put up a tent, probably like 40 by 80, 40 by 100. We'll probably start with a pole tent and then eventually switch it out to a structure, a frame structure. And we'll have a catering tent that's attached and just rent it out. But we're not gonna try to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday weddings. We're gonna rent it to the customer from Thursday through Tuesday. So they have Thursday, Friday to set up, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to clean up. Then Wednesday we come in and check everything. And then Thursday, the next customer comes in. And we'll have like a shed on the property where there's different style tables and chairs you can use. From there, they'll rent the event venue that we have and they're gonna need a restroom trailer. So I have a restroom trailer business, so we can provide that. And then on top of that, the caterer is probably gonna need dishes and things and ovens because we'll have the catering tent, but we're not gonna have it fully stocked. Every caterer has different needs. So then they're gonna rent the ovens and the dishes and glassware from us. So with this one event venue, I'm making money off of that, hopefully. And then the restroom trailer and then all the dishware and things and then anything else that they're gonna need. That's what I mean by synergy. All these different companies that I own will be working together. And this is something you could do. If you have, a 50-acre property and you have a barn, like a small, like 20 by 20 barn on it, you could turn that into like the bar area and then attach a big structure tent to it. Or, you have a pond on your property, you can put a tent up next to it. Or if you don't own a property, you could be on the lookout for one of these types of properties and do this yourself. I think this is like a great idea because we get a lot of people that call and say, hey, where can we have a tent wedding? And a lot of them want to do it in parks, but parks are difficult because you got to go there that day, set up, and then most of the time you got to come back that night and take down. So we don't do parks. So if someone calls and says, where can we do a tent wedding? Then I can just direct them to our other business. Like I said, we're looking for a nice view or a pond or lots of acres or maybe a bed and breakfast that already exists that has somewhere where we can put a big tent up and keep it up all summer long. Like I said, you can do this if you own property already or if you have family members that own like a bed and breakfast or a farm or something, or be on the lookout. I think it's a good idea. I think if more of us start doing it, It'll get into the cultural consciousness, because right now I don't know very many venues that are just a tent and maybe like a bar building or bathrooms or whatever. If more and more people start doing it, it'll become a thing, and because we're already in the business of tents, we're primed to just enter it. I have been to one place before. This couple bought an old Boy Scout camp, like 30 acres, with a lake that's like 5 acres large. And we were going there every other weekend whenever they had a wedding and putting up a tent until they decided to buy their own. I think they bought a 50 by 100 structure, and they put that up, and now they don't need rental companies to come in anymore because they have their own, which is smart on their part. But yeah, that is my future plan. I'm just on the lookout for property that fits the bill.